It's funny, 3 months ago I got charged with like the same thing by Wayne State. I got charged with disturbing public meeting. I did it to like a Wall Street guy, by business school, and they dismissed the charges probably because I'm white and it's not Orange County. But I was just curious, when you were talking about like your pre-planning meeting that you guys did, and you talked about strategy a little bit, because I did it as part of Occupy Detroit, there's a lot of discussion amongst us, like, when is it worth it to do something like this? Especially when you realize that you're under threat of arrest. I mean, we didn't expect to get arrested either, but because that takes a lot of time and resources. I mean, obviously you know that now. So when is it worth it to do civil disobedience? And when are But I agree with you. Like you were saying that it wasn't so much about changing anybody's mind. It was about speaking truth to power, and that was sort of our logic too. It was just sort of like a moral, feeling like, well, we have to do something. We can't just let this person, be invited by our school and get away with it. So I was just curious as to like before and after this happened, amongst your group of people doing stuff over there, what the strategy kind of discussions are like.
I will be clear, the strategy in the beginning was never to actually disobey the law. We actually attempted to do everything within what we believed was legal, based upon countless types of protests that had occurred. I'm talking about there was a protest at UCI in which a speaker was speaking. The college Republicans came up to the front, started protesting, took his microphone, and the thing was over. One of the guys protesting was later hired by the UCI administration. So for us, this wasn't like, oh, we're doing anything radical, we're doing anything crazy. A few of us had some feelings that we might be arrested. And we didn't really think we would be arrested because we were doing something illegal, but rather it's the same idea that I go to the airport, I happen to be, Muslim, or you happen to be Arab, and you go to the airport and you expect to be randomly searched. Not because, you perceive yourself as a threat to anybody, but because that's the situation in which we live. We are in the, post 9/11 era. The same way, understanding the history of UC Irvine, and this is something I guess, it's unique to us because we were there, we're students there. We understood the history of UC Irvine in stifling Palestinian activism on campus, and it's a long history that I could get into for, another 1 hour. And so understanding that, some of us believe that we might be arrested, not for doing something wrong, but simply because of the context within which we lived and within which we were active within, just like when we go to the airport. And it was more of an understanding that we might be arrested, but not because we were doing anything illegal, but rather because these are the private police forces of the university who the administration tells them arrest, and they arrest. It's pretty much like we hear and we obey. And even what we were arrested for, the charges we were arrested for, are different than the charges we were later prosecuted on. And the district attorney himself prosecuted us on California Penal Code 403. We were arrested for California Penal Code 626. And so in that regard, we didn't really think we were doing anything illegal. Now, in terms of speaking truth to power, that was really the message. And really, it was the idea to send a message to Tel Aviv that, Orange County is a very pro-Zionist, pro-Israeli county. But at the end of the day, UC Irvine is our campus, and you can't just come into our house and, do these things, and that there's a staunch opposition. And so don't come back again. Really, we don't care. This is our building, this is our university, and we're going to make our voices heard. And that, at the end of the day, I think they got the message. I don't really think Michael Warren is going to be coming back anytime soon. Just like I don't think Ehud Olmert is going to go back to the University of Chicago anytime soon. And I'm sorry if I didn't exactly answer the specific point. If you want to re-ask it, just because it got lost in my head. If whatever specific point I didn't address, I'm more than happy to address it. Yeah,
I guess I was just asking about, like, after this happened, like, going forward, do you guys talk about strategy going forward, about, like, stuff, like, if, UC Irvine invite somebody like that again, would you do it again?
So we agreed that the 11 of us, I'm killing the plan, whatever. The 11 of us, we said we would just show up and just do it all over again. Without planning it, just show up and do the exact same thing, same exact order, and, that's it. Plus, half of us aren't students at UC Irvine anymore, so they can't discipline us,